biggest challenge that your brand has overcome?
The biggest challenge we've overcome many challenges over the years.
Few Spirits has faced certainly a lot of challenges along the way.
One of the challenges that our business faces is the challenge of perception. We are a Scotch whiskey making business that uses blending as our platform for creativity. And in a world of single malts, that can be a challenge, but that's something we've been dealing with from the very early days. And what we're seeing happen is over the 20 years, since I started the business, people are more focused today, are becoming more focused on the reputation of the producer, not just the category. We don't drink categories, we drink great products from great producers.
So Old Forester being such a long-running brand, we've had a lot of challenges. Prohibition being one of them. Very poor time for the distilled spirits industry. However, we had medicinal permit Kentucky number 3 to be able to sell medicinal whiskey all through Prohibition. So that didn't really faze us the same as some of the other brands that kind of just didn't really know where to put themselves during that time. That's a big accomplishment to be able to survive that and to never change hands through that, because imagine that you've got all of this product aging, you don't know when Prohibition's going to end, you're holding on to it, it's evaporating every year that goes by. That's quite an accomplishment, I think, for a brand to go through. But it's not just that. Other things have really affected the bourbon industry as well. Things like vodka, I'll say it, in the 70s, the 80s. Old Forester kind of slowed down to a trickle. We bounced back and now we're on the up and up. The way that you survive the ups and downs, because they will be there, you have to stay dynamic and you have to stay flexible.
An independent startup business back in 2001, buying a distillery, getting it back up and running, not playing the safe option, always doing things differently, focusing on terroir, focusing on the ingredients, focusing on the detail, no chill filtration, no artificial colorings, doing things very differently. That's a huge challenge. There was belief and determination in the team then as there is now to really do things with our own way, and so that I think is probably one of the biggest challenges we've overcome. Survival, I suppose, in those days is the challenge. Again, being true to what we believe in and developing and growing. I suppose the next challenge for us is to really start thinking about the sustainability aspects of making whiskey, asking ourselves difficult questions and implementing that in the best way while making the best whiskey that we can. There's always challenges, but yeah, I think we've overcome them before and we'll overcome them again.
Two big challenges we have. One is the growth. We have had phenomenal growth in the last few years of Highland Park. 12 years ago, we didn't expect to be bottling as much 12-year-old as we are at the moment. So planning for that is a real challenge. With the best will in the world, we have forecasts on what we're going to be producing in the next few years. I've got to take an educated assessment of what casks we want to lay down for that, so that we can still produce the heart and soul of our range in the future, but also having something extra on top so that the next master whisky maker has something to play with. When I started, Highland Park had a 12-year-old and 18-year-old, and we just launched a 25-year-old. And as I say, 10, 12, 15 years ago, we'd never laid down stock for that. So it really is quite a challenge. Looking at what is available, what stock, what type of cask is available, and coming up with something new on a regular basis. So yeah, so the growth in volume and the growth in the range that we have available has been a real challenge.
Starting off with just simply the challenge of starting a new distillery in the birthplace of Prohibition. So even just starting up was a challenge here because Prohibition was born in Evanston, which is where we are. That said, there are oodles of challenges every day, ranging from financing to standard business problems of leases and suppliers and vendors and customers. That said, those challenges are part of what makes the job exciting and fun. We relish it. I will do whatever it takes to make whiskey because it's what I love to do. And challenges are just opportunities in disguise.